Happy Mystery Monday. Do you know what it means to collaborate?
When I have a worry-filled mind, I like to wander outside. No telling what we might find. Birds calling, worms crawling, leaves falling down from above. Oh, I plant my feet on the ground. I keep my head in the clouds. I let my feelings out loud. I hear joy calling, fear crawling, tears falling down out of love.
Welcome, friends. I'm so glad you've joined me today. I want us to start with a zones of regulation check-in. You may see the zones behind me. There are 4 different color zones, and they represent how our brains and bodies are feeling in the moment. For example, the red zone might match how you're feeling. If you are feeling out of control, your thoughts are overwhelming, your body doesn't feel like it can make safe choices, or maybe you just feel completely out of control of your body, you might be in the red zone. The yellow zone means that you feel like you're starting to lose control. Maybe you feel like your body is jittery or shaking. Maybe your thoughts are really cloudy or confused. The green zone means that your body is feeling comfortable, clear-headed. You're able to focus well on a job or an activity. And the blue zone means that you are feeling tired or moving slowly. Maybe your brain is a little foggy. Maybe you're having trouble focusing. Will you think about what zone you're in right now? I want to encourage you to look around your space and grab an object that matches your color. Remember, there are no good zones or bad zones. They're just zones to help us identify how our bodies or brains are feeling in the moment, and we can change from one zone to another throughout the day, from minute to minute. Sometimes we can even help bring our bodies into a more calm or focused or green zone if we feel like we're getting out of control or heading into the yellow or red zone. Sometimes when our bodies are really tired, we rest so we can feel refreshed or feel clear-headed in the green zone. And so there are different ways that we can help our brains and bodies move from zone to zone, and different things that might make our bodies and brains feel like we're in a different zone. Did you find an object? Oh, great. What color zone are you in right now? Thanks for sharing. I am in the green zone right now. I appreciate you going to find something. And remember, you can check in with your own zones and your own feelings throughout the day as you need. Sometimes if you are feeling like you're starting to move to the yellow or red, it could be helpful to communicate that to the people that you're with. Maybe they're grown-ups or friends. You can let them know, oh, I'm starting to lose control. I'm feeling like I'm moving to the yellow or the red zone. And they might be able to offer you some help or give you some space or remind you of some of the strategies or tools that we've practiced together. One thing that helps me get back into the green zone or feel focused is having routines or things that I know are going to happen. Maybe that's true for you too. And if you've been visiting with me before, you know that after we check in with our zone or our feelings, we always look at the date. And being able to predict what's going to happen next helps make me feel comfortable and helps me know what to expect. And that's another reason I like to check the date, is because I think, what day is it today? What are things that I'm planning to do, or who are friends that I'm planning to see? And it helps me keep track of the time in order to know what to do when. And so today's date is 12/13/21. And do you know what those numbers stand for? The first number, 12, is the month. It is the 12th month of the year, December. The second number, 13, represents the day in the month. It's the 13th day for me today. If it's a different day for you, that's okay. When we exercise, you can use a different number. And the 21 represents our year 2021. And so we are actually going to do exercises that connect to the numbers in our date. We'll do 12 exercises, and then 13, and then 21. But before we get started, let's check in with my friend Fig. They are always here showing us one of the moves or exercises we'll do. And they are showing us with their body because they cannot speak. And I'd like you to make some observations and look carefully with your eyes and notice, how is their body shaped? What type of move do you think they're doing? If you make that shape with your body, can you think of an exercise? I think it's one we've done together before. Yes, elbow and knee taps. And I love this exercise because you can do it sitting or standing, whatever you have space for or whatever feels comfortable. And we are actually going to count by twos for this. You may remember when we have an even number in the ones place, that means our entire number is even. And even numbers means that there's enough to share equally. And so 12 is an even number, and we're going to count by twos to give us a little challenge and to help us learn something new, hopefully. So let's do 12 elbow to opposite knee touches, counting by twos. Are you ready? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Nicely done. Now, our next number is 13, and you may have noticed this pattern, or you may just be starting to figure it out. But 12 was even, and 13 comes next, so that means it's odd. There's a 3 in the ones place here, and 3 cannot be shared equally. I could give my friend 2 and then I get 1, or I could keep 2 and then my friend gets 1. And so 3 is an odd number, and odd numbers alternate with even numbers. And so 12 was even, that means 13 is odd. So we will count by ones this time. And I think if you're able, we should stand up for our next move. Let's try doing 13 squats. I like to put my arms out straight and bend down with my knees. Let's do 13 squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, just 3 more, 11, 12, 13. Nice job. Now we need to do 21 moves. But before we start, I'm curious. Do you know if 21 is even or odd? Yeah, you can look in the ones place for a hint. Okay, I see a 1. Can I share this just as it is, so we each get the same amount? No, I cannot. So 21 is odd. Great thinking. So we are going to count by ones as we do our final exercise here today. And that final move is shoulder rolls. You can do shoulder rolls while sitting or standing, and you can roll backwards or forwards or a little bit of both. Let's get started, counting up to 21 as we roll our shoulders. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh. Friends, maybe you are feeling some of your muscles or noticing different sensations in your body. Every time we finish exercising, I like to do 3 cool down breaths. It helps me settle back in and relax my body once more. So if you'd like to breathe with me, listen for the bell and breathe in big when you hear it, and breathe out slowly after that. Ready? One more big breath. Thanks for trying that. What I love about taking big belly breaths is that I can do them anywhere at any time. If I'm feeling hot and I just want to cool down, if I'm noticing my heart is beating quickly and I want to relax or refocus, anytime you feel like you need to take a big breath, just go ahead and breathe deep and slowly let it out. Thanks so much for trying that out and exercising with Fig and me today. Now, you may remember at the beginning of my episode, I asked if you know what it means to collaborate. I'm curious, do you have any ideas? Oh, yeah, it's okay if you're not sure yet. Maybe you do have some ideas. Maybe you've heard of the word collaborate or collaboration before. I thought we could check out our message because there's a little bit more that I'd like to share with you about what it could look like when you collaborate. And in my message, I often hide alliterations, which are words that are next to each other or nearby that start with the same letter or sound. And so you can look for those, spot the letters or sounds that you know or have learned. Maybe you're working on learning your letters and sounds. This is a great way to practice them. Dear creative and kind kids, have you ever practiced collaborating before? It means to work with others to achieve a common goal. For example, maybe you've built block towers with a friend, designed delicious desserts with a family member, or created crazy cool forts with a sibling. When we work together or collaborate, it's important to make sure that you all understand the goal, talk about everyone's strengths so you know how to share the work, and check in with each other often. That way, you can change things and adjust as needed. Love, Mrs. A. So I'm curious, have you ever collaborated in any of these ways before? Maybe you've built block towers? Yes. Oh, or baked delicious desserts. Or created a crazy cool fort. Yeah, maybe you didn't even realize you were collaborating or working together. Sometimes these steps that I described don't happen in a very structured way. You might not just sit down and draw out a plan and say, I'm going to do this and you're going to do that. Sometimes it happens naturally. But if you are feeling like you're having trouble collaborating, or you really want to try something extra tricky or challenging and work on it with someone else, it could be helpful to try these steps. Make sure you both understand and agree on the goal. Talk about your strengths and the strengths of your friends or whoever you're working with. And make sure you're able to share the work based on those strengths. Make sure that you also check in with each other. Talking about your plan and revisiting or adjusting is really helpful because sometimes as we start to do things, we learn, this is going a little differently than I expected, or, oh, this is quite a mess. We've made many mistakes. We should try something different. And so if you follow those steps to collaborate, it will actually make the process more enjoyable for you and for those you're working with, and it will help you achieve your goal a little bit faster. I have a mystery here that I actually love as an example of collaboration, and I'm really excited to see if you can solve my mystery riddle. Sometimes these mystery riddles are tricky, so if you want to collaborate or work together with someone nearby, please do. The more brain power, the better. Before I can share my mystery riddle with you, though, I need to borrow some of your magic. Will you collaborate with me and help me bring up my riddle? Okay, great. In order to make the magic happen, you can do any of these things. You can rub your hands together. You can snap your fingers or stomp your feet. And I'm going to give a countdown and then a snap. And hopefully it will work. Are you ready? Help me out. Let's make this magic happen. 3, 2, 1. Fabulous. Thank you so much. Okay, listen carefully. This is a long mystery riddle. It says, I am small, but when you put me together with my friends, we're big. I can't dance, but I can be part of a jig. I might seem confusing at first, but soon you'll find the perfect fit. Just use your patience, collaborate, and don't quit. Solving one is like doing athletics for your mind. Keep looking and putting me together to see what you will find. Do you have any ideas? Let's listen to what's in this mystery box for some more clues. Do you hear that? It sounds like there are lots of small pieces. And it's not very heavy. It feels very light. They move around really easily. Do you have any ideas? They're small, but when you put them with their friends, they're big. Can't dance, but part of a jig. Perfect fit. You have to use your patience, collaborate, and don't quit. Like athletics for your mind. Oh, put me together and see what you will find. Do you have any ideas? Oh, I think you might be right. Let's check. Yes! Puzzles! Inside this mystery box are a bunch of small puzzle pieces. It all makes sense now. They are small, but when you put them with their friends, they can be big. Have you ever tried a puzzle? Yeah, me too. It is one of my favorite ways to collaborate. I like to do puzzles with my family and my friends, and I like to do them so much that I actually designed and made one to share with you all. And this puzzle reminds me about what it means to collaborate. It says, working together to achieve a common goal. And I included a bunch of different hands with a bunch of different skin tones because I think it's important for us to remember that when we collaborate, we're all coming with different strengths or gifts. We're all coming with different ideas and experiences. And so when we collaborate, we can think about and learn from each other and achieve something when we work together. And so if you would like to get this puzzle, it's actually like a thank you for supporting me and helping me on my Patreon. And so one way you can support me or help me continue to do this work is by subscribing. That is a really great way to encourage me and show me that you are enjoying my videos. And another way is to visit my Patreon. And that is a way that you can donate, and I can then share things with you that I've made and designed that connect to these lessons and connect to some of the books that I share. And so you can go check that out with your grown-ups and see if that's something that works for you and your family. Now, I would love to share some more books with you today, but before I do, will you help me with that magic trick again? Great. Let's all collaborate and work together and get rid of this mystery riddle in 3, 2, 1. Oh, fabulous. Thanks for your help. Okay, as I mentioned, I have some books that I'd like to share with you. And this first one here is a book that I really enjoy. It is called Boxitex, and it is written by Kim Smith. And I really love this book because there are two characters here who have similar strengths and similar gifts. They are both incredible designers. Meg really loves designing with cardboard boxes, and she makes incredible buildings and structures. And Simone also loves to design with boxes and makes incredible buildings and structures. And in this story, they have to work together or collaborate. And they find that it's really difficult at first. At first, Meg tries to use just her ideas and Simone tries to use just her ideas. And when they come together without talking about their plan or sharing the work equally, they realize it's not going to go very well. And so they have to figure out how to work well together and collaborate so they can achieve their goal of building one sturdy and incredible design. And I love how they are able to figure that out. They definitely make some mistakes along the way, and I love that too, because I know I make mistakes all the time. Maybe you've made a mistake before. And one thing that is really wonderful about mistakes is that we can learn from them. And so in this book, Meg and Simone learn from their mistakes, and they work together really well in the end. Now, I don't want to ruin the whole story for you, but I do want to show you some awesome extras. At the back it says, "Why is cardboard so extraordinary?" and "Be a Boxitex." And I love this because it inspires me to think about how I can use cardboard and how I can use boxes that I have lying around to make something incredible. Maybe you would like to try being a Boxitex too. Definitely grab this book from your library or your bookstore, and you can use those extras in the back to maybe inspire you to be creative as well. Now, this other book here is also about working together and collaborating, but in a slightly different way. This book is called Swimmy, and it's written and illustrated by Leo Leone. And this book is about a small fish called Swimmy. And he is swimming in the big ocean. And he's swimming past lots of creatures when he finds a school of fish. And he is so excited to do things with these new fish he's found, like go and play and see things. But they are worried about a big fish that might try to eat them. And so Swimmy inspires them and gives them some ideas on how they can collaborate or work together to stop the big fish from eating them. And this is a really great reminder of how when we all work together and we all harness our power as one group of humans, we can do some incredible and powerful things. And so I love this book, Swimmy, by Leo Leone. Be sure to check it out. And last but not least, we'll hear a few pages from this book, We're Better Together, a book about community, by Eileen Spinelli, illustrated by Katerina Trincan. And I really like this book because it gives a lot of real-life, everyday examples. And while you can absolutely build a box castle, or while fish might really work together, the parts in this story are things that really happen every day. And so we're going to hear a few examples together, and then I have another little extra to share with you at the end. We're better together when someone spills. We get the paper towels and the mop. Together, we clean up as quickly as we can. And what do you notice in this picture that looks like working together or collaborating? Yeah, it looks like everyone is helping. And I love that even the dog is helping out and collaborating. I see 2 kids and a grown-up as well. When we have a spill, if there are other people around able to help, it actually goes really fast when we all work together to clean up. We're better together in arts and crafts. Each of us is better at different things. Some are good at letters. Some are good at drawing. Some are good at painting pictures. Together, we create a masterpiece. This page reminds me of all the things we've been talking about lately. If you've seen some of my recent videos, you know that we all have different gifts and different strengths. And I love how doing arts and crafts can help us better understand our gifts and strengths and help give us all a job to do, because we're all good at different things. We're better together at making music. When someone beats the drum, when someone blows the horn, when someone shakes the tambourine, together we play a song that gets everyone moving. Maybe you like listening to or playing music as well. And I know that music is made up of a lot of different sounds, and a lot of different people are involved in making even just one song. And so I love this reminder as well about how all of us can do different things and bring different talents to the table and make music or make things that help us all. And this little extra I was telling you about on the back, it says, "What if we can make the world a better place by working together?" What do you think would happen? We can all find ways to take turns, chip in, share, and love one another. There are more ways to be a part of a community than you might imagine. How do you work together? And you might notice there are examples of how people around the world work together. And they're not all big, giant examples. A lot of them are small, everyday examples, just like I heard in this book. And there are many more in this book, so you should definitely check it out. We're better together. And I agree that we are better together. And when we work together and collaborate, it can make a big difference. I hope you enjoyed hearing about some of these wonderful books that help us learn more and think more about collaboration or working together. I'll also share another great book about collaboration later in the week, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And before we go, I'd like us to work together once more on a mindful moment. Maybe you already know that when we practice being mindful, we try to focus our energy and our attention on just being present in the moment, and maybe doing one thing or moving one part of our body or thinking one thought. Sometimes being mindful is us thinking no thoughts, but that can be really tricky too. And so to help us practice being mindful, I thought we could do a pose or a stretch that I was inspired by in examples of collaboration that I saw. So I was thinking about building block towers and designing all of these beautiful box castles, and I thought that we could do a mindful stretch called Tower. And all you do is stand up if you're able and bring your arms up over your head, push your palms together, and we'll take 5 big breaths in that pose. And it might be hard to hold your arms up for that long, so just do the best you can. If you need to take a break or readjust, that's fine too. We're going to hold this pose for 5 big breaths. So let's all stand up and get in position. Ready? More breaths. Wow. What are you noticing about your body after trying that tower stretch? Does it feel different, or do you have any sensations maybe that you didn't have before? Yeah, maybe your arms feel a little heavy. Yeah. Being mindful is something that can help us get in touch with our body better and understand our body's needs a little bit better, because sometimes throughout the day we're often distracted and our brains are thinking about lots of different things. So taking the time to be mindful and just notice what's going on in the moment or right in front of us can help us understand our brain and our body a bit better. It's a way for us to collaborate, actually, just with ourselves. Friends, thank you so much for joining me today. I want to send you off with some love if you'd like it, a hug if you want it, and I hope you come back and join me again real soon.